Yes, yes, yes. Welcome. Welcome back once again. It's been a while since I got a video up. I'm really excited to get this one up specifically. I have quite a few to get done. I don't look at this as work though. I don't ever want to look at this as work. This is a hobby. This is a passion. And it's something I definitely believe in and I stand strongly about. I believe in it. I am proof that this can change lives. But nonetheless, you read the title. You know what we're going to look at. I got stuff everywhere. Today we're also going to be doing a build. The build will be on the Doge X. Okay. Now, I want to be very clear. You don't need to use this atomizer for a series box. I know that sounds silly, but it needs to be said. I'm going to show you the build that I like for series boxes. And what series? We're going to get into all that very, very soon. What's this? This is a very, very nicely done write-up. And this came with the box. It's about the warranty, some safety, and we're going to cover pretty much as this as possible. Now, while that might sound boring to you, I think that it is needed. I think it's great they did this, and I think it's very important as a reviewer to cover this sheet, and I'm going to. You know, this may seem a little, replay to you. Maybe you know everything about box mounts. I don't. I don't at all. I'm learning though. I think this is great information to get out there, so I will be covering this word for word. No, but the bulk of it for sure. So let's talk about shipping wise. Okay, now I know there's like a 9-day wait before they ship. Allow me to read. Our boxes are made upon payment. Okay, so they get your money, they make the box. These are custom handmade boxes and are built as soon as your payment is processed. Please allow for up to 9 business days for completion. Time of completion can sometimes be a bit longer than the stated amount if there is a rush of orders. We try to ship out as soon as possible and have some of the fastest turnaround times in the industry. Hand quality, handmade, hand tested, quality check before they leave the door. 9 days, I'll leave that up to you to decide. Alright? After you look at the product, I'll leave it up to you, because it's always up to you. A couple of the specs, let's go over it. DPDT switch, which allows it to switch from series to parallel. We'll go in, I'll show you where it's located. We'll go over some concerns with it that people may have. 14 gauge wire throughout the entire thing. That's what's carrying the current, which is great. Nice, thick copper wire. Fat Daddy floating 510. Appears to be a V4 to me. Nice low profile as well. It's also got a MOSFET in it. Now the MOSFET is carrying 194 amps. Yep, 194 amp MOSFET. Great. Magnetic lid, momentary switch, and the warranty covers certain build restrictions. Now, you're going to look at this and go, well, Trevor, we can actually go below 0.08. I'm going to stop you right there, man. This is something that people are going to get, and they're going to grab it, they're going to open the box, they're going to pull out the box, they're going to sit down, they're going to see this, they're going to read, warning, read first, sole, or whatever, warranty, read first, or warranty is void, and they're going to use their box. I hope that people don't do that. I really do. You can tell by reading this, a lot of effort went into it. There's a reason they're telling you do not build lower than 0.08, right? In parallel. Okay, I want to be very clear. I also want to be very clear that they don't want you to build below a 0.28 in series. Very important you follow these guidelines. That's super low anyway, guys. Right? It's super low anyway. I don't build below 0.08 on this, and in series, I like it around 0.45, 0.5 anyway. 0.4. My lowest I would ever go is a 0.3. in series. That's 8 volts, man. Well, after the load, 6.5, 7 volts maybe. Anyway, let's take it down, man. We're going to cover the sheet. We're going to cover some battery talk. Move the mic here. And, yeah, we're just going to get it all set up. I'm pretty bad at this camera work, too, aren't I? Alright. Very cool. Very cool. So here it is. The BC box. Pretty slick, if you ask me. Overall, the aesthetics wise, look at this. Hammond 1590B box. You're going to notice right here the clear plate that's going to provide your halo effect, and we'll, like I said, we're going to cover all this. Let's just move fluently through the rest of this. BC Box Mods logo. Pretty cool when you're looking at it. I don't know if they meant to do this or if it was an accident, but you see the B. Then there's a C. You see that? See it? B, C. Pretty cool. As far as the engravings go, these white pinstripe lines are very clean. Very clean indeed. There's no weird spots where it's kind of broken or chipped. Very, very nice job. Excellent. Black powder coated boxes here. Magnets nice and smooth and flush on all 4 of these. Same with the inside. As we talked about before, I'm believing that's a V4 Fat Daddy floating brass pin, and it is sealed all the way through, which is nice. You're not going to get liquid down in there, which is really nice and a good idea for these boxes. You're going to see some scratches here, and that's simply because I use this thing. I use it a lot. Definitely something I've been grabbing quite a bit. One last look at that 510. Nice little profile, like I was saying. If you want to put something like, you know what? Go grab one, man. You know, you want to throw something like this. Mutation XL. You throw it on there. Hardly any resistance, but it still looks good on there, in my opinion. Still looks good. So, I mean, good call on the Low Pro 510. If there's an option for a bigger, taller one you might like, I'm sure they'd be happy to put that on there for you. They're pretty cool guy. Bob Pesh, man. Good guy. Really nice guy. I wish I could have got him on the phone and talked to him for a minute, though. I was really hoping I could. But I know he's super busy. We're going to talk about the plates in a minute. I'm going to put these to the side. Here we go, man. There's the inside workings. What appears to be, let's talk about switch 2, actually, while we're here. I believe that's an E switch. What's nice about this particular switch is if you feel right here on the side, it's almost got a gush to it. That's because it is sealed with some sort of rubber spacer. So, you know, I had a freak show on here, and I didn't notice it at the time, but it leaked, ran down. By the time I caught it, it was all over the switch, and it just ran around the sides. And I was not worried one bit. The juice got all up in there. Very cool, and definitely a nice switch. Clicky. Good choice, Bob. Good choice. Inside, you're going to see immediately the voltmeter. And we're going to throw some batteries in here in just a second. But we're going to talk about the overall, what's going on here. So, voltmeter, you can turn it on and off, and I will demonstrate that as soon as I get some bats in here. There's your LEDs right here. And you're going to notice one's crooked. This one right here. If it ever focuses. If she ever focuses. There we go. And that one's crooked. That's it. That's the nature of an LED. Don't get this box, see a crooked LED, and go, oh no. Oh no, terrible works. That's not true, man. That's just the nature of an LED. It's just the way they are. Okay? Keep that in mind. This one's kind of bent. Whatever. No big deal to me at all. All the mags are flush. Very flush. Good clean work here. There's not a lot of the adhesive that they use. It's not like gooped everywhere on these. The whole box itself is very clean. The whole rim is clean, which is nice. The sleds themselves, you got to pay attention here, depending on what box you decide to go with. Pay attention to these stickers, because you're going to see right here it says negative, has a negative sign, and down here the positive, and on this side it's opposite, negative, positive. Okay, that's basically telling you it's a series box. Don't look at that. I want you to look at these stickers that they have kindly put in there. Whether they come with the sled, I don't know. But I just noticed that, and I think that I should bring it up. Here's that switch we were talking about. If you remember just a minute ago, okay, the DP-DT switch. This is what allows you to switch from series to parallel. All right, up on the switch turns it to parallel. Down on the switch turns it to series. Parallel, 4 volts on a freshly charged bat. Down around 8.4 volts, depending. I'm going to go ahead and leave it right here, and I'm going to pop in some batteries. Okay? And we're going to talk batteries. Pop it in. They go in as parallel. Now, the warranty does not cover if you put your batteries in upside down. It will melt, it will short, it will vent. If you put them in wrong, it will void the warranty. Remember that. So pay attention to that sled and make sure, just keep in mind what you got. Halo switch, they go in as a parallel. This controls parallel to series. So right now it's down in a series. 8.49, 8.49, 8.48. Fresh right off the charger, married bats. Marry your batteries. Brand new, out of the case. Keep them married. Keep them happy. Right? So, switch it right here. Okay, up, and you get parallel. Right. So, the LEDs. Right? That's what they do. They run in random kind of colors, which is, I like it. I think it's pretty cool. If that's not your thing, I believe you can get them without. So, looking at the work here on, all of the joints and stuff like that, the soldering points, you can tell they clean the joints before they solder them, which is beautiful. Everything's nice and clean. As far as the wiring goes, very nice indeed. There's the FET right there, the MOSFET. It's down, away, running up the wall, really away from the heat of the atomizer, which is great. And away from juice. Honestly, they have every wire wrapped, with the exception of a few up here. Going to the voltmeter, and but yeah, everything's nicely wrapped. Everything's nicely done here. As far as the soldering goes, excellent work, man. Excellent work. It's super nice and neat. For how many are in there, you can't complain, man. You can't complain. Okay, we're in parallel, and now we're in series. So you're looking at that 8.4 volts under load. That's quite a bit of power. You need a special build to accommodate, like they said, your resistance has to cater to the voltage. It's end of discussion, man. Like, that's just the way it is. You put a 0.12 on your series, it's going to catch fire. It's going to be a mess. I highly recommend you follow the rules, man. Okay? Just stick to the rules here. One last look, and you notice, remember I said that it was sealed all the way up and in there. So let's talk about some other things. Let's say you go to pull your batteries out. Alright, I'm going to try and get it just right. Got my nail here. I'm going to pull it out. It's kind of catching. Let's say the fork right here is catching your wrap, your battery wrap. It's sliding up underneath there. Let's say that happens. Do not, under any circumstances, take something metal and pry that out of there. Try and prying it out. Don't do that. It's going to cause a short. It's going to just be, it's just dangerous. Don't do it. Okay. Maybe a little trick here that might help you is what I like to do is I like to pull it out, and let's say it's not really catching. Okay, let's say now it's not really catching on this one, but let's say it is catching. I would spin the battery and keep trying. Spin it, keep trying, because you know the warp of your wrap could just be barely off. So if you spin it and then pull it out, it'll come off. It's definitely something to keep in mind. Also, a nice little trick might be, and I've seen people doing lately, is on the bottom here. If, let's say, this fork down here, your bottom contact, gets stuck between the wrap and the battery, it could short and vent and all sorts of stuff. Okay, and this is me going off the paper. Right? Some people are actually cutting notches in this with an X-Acto knife, just taking just enough off that this fork can just slide in and out. So if you just pay attention to that, you can pop it in, done, and you can pull it in and out very easily. I've never seen anybody do it to the top, but I've seen it on the bottom. All right. So just a couple little tips and tricks that you could use. If you are going to do that, do not stick it in a mech. These batteries I bought for this box. These are the only things these batteries are used on. They're charged together. They live together. They're planning a honeymoon, dude. Right? They go on dates all the time, and they've set up their marriage, man, right? So they're like all stoked. They're married. They love each other. Think of it like that. It's important, man. It's important. Couple other things. You saw me trying to pull out that battery. It can be kind of tedious getting in there. But whatever you do, stay away from these joints. Right here. Stay away from those. Don't be pushing down on that. Don't be jamming into that. Be gentle with everything. It's a good way to take care of your box altogether. We talked about the voltmeter. You can shut it off. As you can see, it's working. Nice positive click. It does take effort to turn that over. There you go. It's off. You cannot shut these off though. These are always on. Which is cool, man, because you know you can really keep an eye on your battery life with this. Okay. The switch. Switch is all the way down here at the bottom. This is what people are concerned about. They're concerned that this will flip on them. So let's say they got a 0.08 on here, and they're vaping away. They're concerned it's going to switch up, you know, from parallel. It's going to switch into series. And I'm here to tell you, looking at this thing and the feel of it, it takes effort to move it. It really does. I would be just comfortable with no backing on this and carrying around in my pocket that would not switch. You know, if that's part of your concern, I do not blame you at all. But at least on my unit, no way. No way. It takes effort. So I feel like I've covered quite a bit of this sheet. You know, as stated before, all boxes have been thoroughly tested to be in perfect working order. If you do not follow our warnings and build it lower than what was stated above, we cannot be liable and your warranty will be violated. Also, the warranty is on the box to function. Damage caused to any special paint jobs cannot be covered. You chose to use this box at your own risk and liability and are now fully aware that misuse of this can and will violate the warranty or cause damage to the box. Okay, so there you go, man. I really feel like I've covered this. I've covered this whole sheet. If you're in parallel, again, do not build below 0.08. In series, they recommend that you do not build lower than 0.28. Doing so just voids the warranty. One last look at the inside, and we'll talk about the backing. You probably got a pretty good look at it by now, though. Happy. Let's talk about the backing. So, how does the halo work, Trevor? That's what we all want to know. How does it work? I'm going to give you a nice up-close personal look. Regular Hammond, backing. You see it right there. 1590B. Bam. Here's the clear plate that they use. It's got a little logo on here. And there's an indent and groove. There's like a groove here for this to sit in. Now it's only on one side. They obviously put magnets in here to make it work. There's no grooves on this side. Nice and sturdy here. Go put it on the box. There it is. And then you get the glow, man. Okay. Shifts from different colors. Blue, yellow, I believe. Some red. Also, you can rock it without the backing. Just like this. Rock it like that. Different views of that. Or you can get rid of this altogether. And these magnets are very strong, by the way. And just rock it like a regular Hammond box. No light involved. The only part you can really see it is on the bottom. There we go. Barely. The rest is sealed pretty nicely. So, options. Plenty of options. This is how I tend to use it. Just like this. Regular Hammond box. Regular Hammond box. The question is, are the LEDs taking a lot of power? I don't know. I just don't have the test equipment. I just don't. It's just the way it is, man. I wish I did, but I don't. But yeah, it is taking power. It obviously takes power to work. How much, I do not know, and I wish I could give you the information on that. I just don't have it. One last time with the halo. Okay. Also, when you're holding this box and you have it all set up just like this, it tends to, see that? It tends to shift. Okay. So you can see, like I said, there's no grooves here. It's just nice and smooth, so it's something to keep in mind, especially when you're setting it downwards. When you're standing it up like this, it tends to kind of, especially on a flat surface, it tends to want to lean this way. So what I like to do is just kind of give it just a soft press and just kind of bend these up a little bit. And then it sits nice and sturdy. So that's the box, man. You stoked on that? I'm stoked on this thing. I love this thing. So here's what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to show you, I was going to show you two different builds. But I'm going to show you a build I like for series. A lot of power. A lot of people don't have series box mods. Maybe you want a Halo Switch and you want a good build for it. I'm going to show you a good, safe build to use with this box. Any series box, really. But yeah. Okay, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Sit there, right there. Engage salt and pepper mode. 10-foot stand, and again, I have the Doge X I'm going to use today. Maybe bring it forward just a hair. Yeah, that's great. I'm going to be using 24 gauge Kanthal. Just regular A1 24 gauge Kanthal. A1. I'm going to pull out enough to get 10 wraps. One. And there's two. 10 wraps, 1/8" drill bit. Go ahead and set the box off to the side here. 1/8" bit or your 1/8" micro screwdriver. That's what I got here. 10 wraps, micro coil. Let's do it. Wraps there. I know you guys can't see this, but I'll show you. I'll give you a good look at the coil. As soon as I just tidy it up a hair. Try and get them nice and somewhat straight here. Also, this box came with some Expadios Underground. You guys know I like that. There's one. 10 wraps. Yeah, that one was a little bit shorter of a piece I cut, so that was kind of a pain in the butt to get right. This one came together nicely. 10 wraps, 24 gauge Kanthal, 1/8 inch bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the coil on my micro screwdriver here, and I'm going to insert positive, long one first, then the negative. Pull it in. You want some distance there. You want a couple mils there, and I'll show you after I tighten it down. I'll tighten on the negatives first, just to hold it in place for me. Yeah, you want a couple mils, and that's great. And I'll show you right now what exactly I'm looking at here. Just like that. Just a couple mils. Cool. Let's do another one. So the goal here is I want to put long one in first, but I want to be next to the other lead. And also I want you to pay attention. See these two right here? These leads? I'm going under them with this. Under and to the direct side of the other positive lead. Under, get it right where you want it. And right here, you want the exact same thing. It's good. I'm going to go ahead and hold that down, and I'm going to tighten it up. I know you can't see it. I'm sorry about that. Bear with me. Perfect. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Very happy with that. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So, what's next? What is next? I'm going to take my other micro screwdriver that's an 1/8. I just like to do this. You don't have to. But I went ahead and I added the other one. All that's really going to do is keep this nice and round for me. I want these coils round. They perform very well when they don't lose their circumference. I'm going to go ahead and start tightening down the positive now. Nice and snug. Oops, apologies. Nice and tight. Good. Pull these out, because now I can work with one. All the leads up to the sky. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip. I'm gonna clip right now. I don't want these wires in my way. There's one. Pull that up nice and tight. 2. 3. And you note I'm kind of grabbing the wire as I clip it. There we go. And I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to push him up into the post. Just push him against it. It's going to keep your cotton from getting burrs in it. Push it up against it. Good. So, very, very rough draft here. Very rough. Let's fix it. So what I'm going to do is, with the Dojex or Mutation X or whatever you may be using, I want to gently push it forward. Not much, just barely. Just like that. And I want to bend it up. Just like that. Why am I bending that up? If you happen to catch the swirlfish, anytime I have pushed in just a hair and bend it up. Take your time. Anytime I have slotted airflow, just like this, I slant my coils with the airflow. That's just what I like. It's personal preference, and you by no means have to do that. However, I recommend 10 wraps, 24 gauge, A1 Kanthal. I'm gonna look at these. This one looks like it can be moved up a little. It's got a nice degree to it. I'm actually quite happy with that. Double check for me here. They're inside. Oh, excuse me. Hopefully that wasn't too loud for you. Put the barrel on. I want to make sure I'm not touching. Nope, I'm not going to touch. You need space in that barrel. You need space between the barrel and the coil. If that coil touches the barrel, you're going to get a short. Pop that off. And I'm just going to check the contacts one more time. These screws. Tight. 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 That's everything's great on there. Next up, I'm going to measure it. .41. So what's going to happen is I'm going to set these coils, and what I mean by setting the coils is I'm going to put some heat on them. I'm going to straighten them up, make sure they're nice and tight, make sure they're glowing even. I'm going to measure it again, and it should be around .45. We'll see, but I think it might. Nice solid reading there as well. It jumped. It jumped. I'm going to check that again. Okay. See that? See that? There's something going on. This is great. I love it when this shit happens, because it needs to be fixed. There's something. There's a screw loose. There's something wrong. Unscrew. Lightly screw it on. Okay, .39. It is flickering. You see that? Yep. There's something going on. People say, well, God, man, like, you know, when you deal with this, I don't know why you like when something like this happens, it's like, you know, it looks bad on you. And I disagree with that. I really do. I like it when this stuff happens, so you guys can see how to work it out, what I'm doing. And what I'm doing here is I'm checking the coils. They seem sturdy enough. Sometimes you even need to back out a screw. And I'm getting a .37. Yeah, now we're cooking. .37. There we go. No more jumping. .37. We're going to throw it on the box. When it's jumping like that, there's a short somewhere. There's something going on. The numbers should stay still. And all I did was I kind of massaged my coils, kind of put them in place. I checked my screws. I double checked everything. I wanted to be sure. We're dealing with a lot of power here. So if you remember right, we do have it in series. We put just a little. I'm just going to pulse this button here. And once I see some glowing, I'm going to let it sit for a second. Reason being is I found that if I just kind of come in here and fire it like that, it'll keep its roundness. The coil will keep its roundness for me quite well if I let it cool down, because once heat gets on wire, it tends to stiffen up a little bit. Okay, nice pinch. And I'm going to let that cool down. Pull that off. I want these nice tight micro coils. Pop that back on. And let that go ahead and cool down. Now they're really stiff. I can feel it. These tweezers are pretty new. I'm just kind of have to stretch them. I wish I had my other ones. They're much easier to use. I don't recommend pinching the coils as you fire it with metal. There we go. And anytime you're dealing with series, you know, take your time with your, you know, take your time pulsing these. That's a lot of power, and it will pop your coil. It'll just go droopy on you. It's pretty good. Let me get a different angle at that. Yeah, it's not bad. Ceramic tweezers are definitely a builder's friend, man. They're nice. One more look at that. Yeah, that's great. I'm happy with that, and I'm actually going to leave that. I'm going to let that cool down for just a second because I want to measure it again. I'm kind of concerned with how my reader jumped, whether it's its last day or not. I don't know, but I'm going to measure it again. Anytime I get jumping, I try and do that. I feel good about it, though. It'll probably be around 0.45, maybe. It's a guess. Yeah, there it is. Yep, I have something loose. Okay, 0.45, and it is jumping. So I have a serious problem here. Let me move the box. I'm going to go ahead and continue to work on this because it's jumping. Why it's jumping, I don't know. But I'm going to try and keep it in the shot for you. That might be why. Jeez, Trevor. I think I missed that. But everything feels nice and round still, which is great. And there we go. There we go. Yeah, I don't, you know, some people would kind of like edit this stuff out. I disagree. I think that keeping it on here benefits everybody. And I'm going to pulse it again because I know it's going to need some more love. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do this. If I put it on there again and it decides it wants to jump around again, we'll redo it. That clip? No, we're good. There we go. I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. Good. I'm going to let that cool down. I'm going to go ahead and measure it again. I don't blame you if you want to fast forward through this part, but for the people that are watching this, that maybe your ohm meter jumps a lot, with the exception of USA ohm meters, they tend to refresh a lot. So they're constantly refreshing, so the numbers are constantly jumping. Okay, 0.43. I feel pretty good about that. There is a little jump in there. There we go. That could need new batteries too. 0.43. And there's that jump. That jump, I don't know what it is, but it's very, very subtle. Anytime you're playing with series, gotta fix it, man. You just do. I mean, it could be something small. What? Wait a minute. You know, it could be so subtle. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put the barrel on. Because I need to hold it. Check this. Okay, that was a little loose. We're going to do it again. My bottom contact was a little... Great. My bottom contact on my Dojax was a little loose. It seems like our build, our setting them, it's still looking pretty good. It's okay. It's not the best I could get them, but you know, it's not bad. I'll take it. I will take that. Will that dry? Or cool, actually. Be careful pulling these off, man. Don't burn your fingers, dude. Oh my god, how many times have I done that? You would laugh, man. So many times. Hooray! Hooray! Sometimes it takes a while, man. Back on the tender. For the wicking portion. I think that was very important to show. And by the way, I'm human, so you know, everybody, you know, has to go through this. I'm super glad I could show you, man. So here I am. I've already got some cotton. Let me throw this all in here. I've already got some cotton out. And I'm just gonna put some things away here. You should be able to see me in the background doing this. But I'm gonna go ahead. It's about half a cotton ball. You know, I unrolled a cotton ball and I ripped it right in half because these are 1/8 inch coils. But I'm thinking I might take a little more. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little more. I want the cotton here to be. I want them to be snug. I don't want it to be tight in there at all. And notice I'm only going in one direction here. I'm just laying it on here and I'm rolling it. This is Maestro's method, and it's the best I found, so I will continue to use it. Thanks, Maestro. Just goes to show, man, like, these channels make a difference, man. You know, and these guys putting out these videos, these awesome videos, it's just super cool. Super cool, and it's helped me so much. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Doge, right, big airy deck here. What I mean by that is the coils are up high off the deck. I'm going to go through the bottom. I see a little spacing here on these bottom coils, but I'm not too concerned about it. Coils don't have to be pretty to work well. Move this forward. Hopefully that'll focus for you. That's good. So I'm going to pull it through gently, gently. That's good. And then I'm just going to gently tug back. That's what I want. I'm going to cut it right at the deck. Just like that, and then I'm going to come through like this, and I'm going to cut it at an angle, just like that. Let's do it again, man. Okay, I got this nice pillowy cotton here, and you saw how it was going in, right? It's not going in too tight, just enough, just enough. Going through the bottom. Turn around so you can see it. Gentle tugs. You can also pull from this side as you pull through, which helps. That, and then just back once, like that. Cut with the deck. And an angle cut here. Just like that. And I'm just simply going to tuck it in. It's a pretty boring wicking method, but it works. I'm going to start from the bottom here, the bottom section of the cotton, and just till it flops into the deck itself here. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Nothing crazy. Just till it falls into the deck. You know, kind of comb it down so it's all running one way. But I only want cotton in this section of the deck. Let me flip it around. This is a great build for series box mods, man. You can take long drags on it, and you know, it definitely puts out the vapor. That's it, man. That's it. I'll just go ahead and spin it. See how you can see deck down there? And then the cotton's just in the corner. Great wicking, man. That's it. Again, you do not have to angle your coils. I like that when you have this type of airflow. While I'm here, I'm just going to put that on. That's great. This would be a good spot to make some adjustments, and that's what I'm going to do. Just make sure the cotton kind of sits down in that deck, down in that corner. Make sure the coil's not touching, which it's not. Just like that. That's great. Nothing's in the way of the airflow holes. The thing is about series. Loves airflow. Lots and lots of airflow. So make sure you got something with a lot of airflow. Alright, so as I mentioned before, I'm going to take it back up. Let me make some adjustments here. As I mentioned before, it also, the box came with Expadios Underground E-Liquid. I got Heaven's Cream Strawberry and this Monkey Malone, man. It's been a while since I had the Monkey Malone. I ran out of it, so we're gonna be using that today. Shout out to Steven, man. When you think Bob and Steven, 2 peas in a pod. 2 peas in a pod. There's, I believe there's coupon codes on there. $5 off with every order. This box comes with a $5 off Expadios Underground E-Juicer or 10% off Boom E-Juice if you're in the UK. So there you go. There you go, man. So that's pretty cool. And it also comes with 2 10ml bottles of Expadios. I'm just going to go ahead and fill it with juice here. There's quite a bit in there. I'm going to give that time, just a little time here to get absorbed. And when it's wet, I'm going to do a little adjustment to the wicking. Nothing too dramatic. I don't think I need to cover it. I'm just literally going to pull the cotton off the barrel. The reason I'm doing that is I want a clear passage for my airflow. You don't even have to do that. But if you want to, hopefully this will help you. And believe it or not, it's the truth. A lot of people out there do not know what to build for their series box mods. Lots of airflow, remember. Under load. 7.19 volts. 7.14 volts. That's a lot of power. One more juice up. Oh. I think I talked about Monkey Malone in the video. Shout out to the Cloud Monkeys, man. Shout out to all you guys out there. Love the monkeys. I am a proud Cloud Monkey on Facebook. Super cool dudes, man. Shout out to all you guys. I'm going to go ahead and put this on wide open. Like I was telling you. Wide open. Now here's a look, man. What do you think? The lighting's kind of terrible, though. Oh, boy. I'm going to have to mess with the lighting. It's terrible. Let's hit it. Boom. Always after the first couple, I like to juice it up a little more. As you can see, it's a whole nother animal, and that's why I opted not to do both builds. I feel like there's enough builds on my channel that will more than enough compensate for the parallel version of this box. You know, like I said before, I went over that sheet, and I hope people don't just grab it. You know, grab it, see it, and throw it to the side. I really hope they don't do that. Take a minute and read it over. I want to thank Bob Pesh, Steven, all the guys at BC Box Mods. I hope you guys continue doing awesome work. It's innovative, it's fun, it's got options, everything that we want. So keep that going, man. Keep that going. The lighting thing, I think is cool. It's not for everybody, obviously, but it's for me, man. I like it. I like it. I dig it. As far as performance goes, I haven't had any issues, any weird. At the very first, I had some weird off-firing, but that seems to have just disappeared. Take that for what you will. You know, I talked to Justin a little bit about that, and, you know, I don't even notice anything. It's never failed. The switch has never failed on me. I use it constantly, especially when I'm just drilling on that thing. It's taking everything I've thrown at it. Everything. It's clean. Never had any weird heating issues. The Fat Daddy, I don't believe you can switch out the Fat Daddy on here. And I know on FatDaddyVapes.com you can buy different colored 510s now. But I'm looking at this and I don't know if that comes off. But it might. But I don't think it does. Either way, it's never spun on me. It's got the nice well on there. Sealed, so if you do get juice down your 510, you don't have to worry about all that. Again, another wow amount of information, right? Another one, just like the Goblin video. That's the way it is, man. That's the way it is, and that's the way I'm going to continue to try and bring you the love. Again, thank you again to Bob Pesh. I know I've already thanked him. I'm going to thank you again. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to email me, tjvapingreviews@aol.com, or simply comment down below, man. Simply comment down below. Let's end this. I almost totally forgot. Oh my god. Very special coupon code for all my viewers. T Jones gets you $6 off any box for life, man. Coupon code! I can't believe I fucking forgot that, dude. Bob, thank you for the coupon code, man. I need to get my shit together. Use the coupon code, man. T Jones. I'll put it down in the description. Also, if you want to get in touch with them, I'll put this in the description as well. If you have any questions at all, you can message them on facebook.com/bcboxmods, or you can email them at bc@bcboxmods.com, man. Alright? I will write all the information in the description. Go down, click away, have some fun. Tell them I said hi, and tell them thank you for the awesome coupon. $6 off for life, man. Get you some Monkey Malone. Wow, that shit's so good. Let's end this. Thank you, Bob. Class, baby. Yeah. Blessings to each and every one of you guys, man. Take care.